Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Shoshana, and I want to talk about in this video the urge to run away and calming our nervous system during the spiritual awakening. So many times during the spiritual awakening, we get this intense, overwhelming feeling where we can't deal with the mundane things. We can't deal with the daily things. And a lot of times, what happens is that many people that are going through the spiritual awakening on the one hand are having this enlightened journey and rising and understanding things that are beyond the physical world, um, but many times it feels like we can't deal with the regular things of holding down a regular job or dealing with the things that are coming at us in the physical world, like taking care of bureaucracies, taking care of bills or the home, or dealing with mundane regular day-to-day things. It feels like it's completely overwhelming, and part of this spiritual awakening is becoming absolute. That means that we integrate, we come into a place of complete calmness, into a place of living perpetually in the now, but also being able to hold everything up easily. The ultimate, the I want to say, the ultimate result of the spiritual awakening is living in the physical world as an enlightened being, and being able to uh, not only cope but thrive within your life in the physical plane, not only in the astral plane. So, not only with those high understandings, but also being able to bring it down into the physical world and integrate it in the physical world. And in order to do this, we have to calm our nervous system, because it's the spiritual awakening. It entails so many different aspects. It's we have the spiritual and we have the emotional. We're dealing with our these deep understandings, all of our emotions to the depth. We're dealing with all of our traumas that are rising up to the surface, and many times we have this urge. When something comes, it feels overwhelming, and we have this urge just to run away. So what happens is, in our physical life, things start falling out of um, out of alignment, or we just can't cope with the regular things. And but we have to, because we're living in this physical body. We have to be able to proceed within the physical plane as well. And that means that we have to deal with things even if we don't really like it, or we feel like we're so far beyond it and we found further higher meaning to things. And what does this have to do with anything now? Why do I have to freaking still pay the bills, and still, I've already seen through the matrix, and I've already seen through the illusion, but I still have to maintain that part. And it feels almost like you are desecrating yourself and going to those levels. But on the other hand, when you do manage when you rise above that and you're able to, I want to say manipulate has a negative association to it, but it's not a negative word, because we are always manipulating our lives. We are manipulating everything. We are manipulating that means that we're changing, like alchemizing the physical world. It's creating within the physical world is manipulating it. And so, I mean, even if you make a cake, you're manipulating the ingredients into something that is more desirable for you. So we are always manipulating our life, as long as we use that power for good. And so, let me get reconnected just a sec. So the ultimate power is being able to bring all those spiritual realizations into the physical world in order to create the life that we enjoy living. And when we have things piled up on our back that are causing us pressure, it also doesn't release us to be able to enjoy the life that we are living, because we have that constant pressure. And so it creates this cycle, or this um, state of being that isn't the I want to say, like, the best. I'm not going to get stuck on it. It feels to me like a lot of my words, I've been kind of losing words, but the idea is that we need to relax in the physical world so that we can give ourselves space to do the spiritual and emotional work that we need to do. And if we have that constant bombardment of the physical world, the pressure leaning up against our and we're feeling pressure, then it doesn't allow us to fly. And first of all, pressure is perception. It's our perception of what is showing up in our physical world. But when we are truly aligned, then we become the powerful beings that we are. Then everything that's showing up in the physical world, we understand is showing up for a reason, and we can deal with whatever is showing up. Otherwise, it would not be showing up in our life. It could not show up in our life. We could not perceive it if we could not deal with it. So first of all, taking our power back and knowing, the first step is knowing that whatever it is, I can deal with it, and it's showing up for a reason. It's showing up for me to be able to take responsibility for it, for me to be able to rise to the occasion, for me to be able to find my power to deal with it. I had a birthday a few days ago, and one of the gifts that I gave myself was, first thing in the morning, dealing with something that I have been procrastinating around, because it's one of those things that I don't like doing. Having to be assertive and set something right that I feel was um, out of alignment. Let's say I'll just, it was something to do with the apartment that I am renting. There was something that I had been procrastinating around, because those are one of my sticking points, right? That don't be a complainer. And so I, first thing in the morning, called the landlord and let him know about something that has been kind of bothering me for a few weeks. And I felt like I was giving myself a gift, the gift of being able to speak my mind and to be assertive and to be strong and to say what it is. And when I actually did it, I felt empowered. It gave me the knowledge that I can do it, and that I am capable and able. And it just made it that much easier for me. And the following couple of days, I did more things of that sort. So that's why I always say we have to pull ourselves out of our comfort zone, because it broadens our capabilities. It broadens it also, and the main thing is that it broadens our knowledge to know what we are capable of, and to that when we come into a situation, automatically we already are more capable to handle the situation. And so with calming the nervous system, there are things that we want to run away from, things that we're avoidant of. For instance, this, right? And when we can, not procrastinate, each of us have these things in our lives, and they're little things. They could be little things like calling and dealing with a bill that we've been procrastinating around, or taking something back to the store that has been sitting there that needs to go back to the store, or taking care of, I don't know, going into the bank and looking what's going on in the bank, or taking care of some kind of business aspect, or sending out our anything that we're procrastinating around, like our to a workplace, an application, or anything that's really, small that we put off because we have these internal currents. And it kind of reminds me of Mel Robbins' book, The 5 Second Rule. If you haven't read that, it's a really good read. Really simple, and it's kind of like it teaches you that when you have something to do, act on it. Because once you act on it, and once you do it, and this has been something that I've been working on. I haven't done a video in a while, but I've been doing my own internal work, and this is something that I've been doing work on is not running away from responsibilities, like they said in the book of James Allen. Don't shirk your responsibilities, because a lot of times those things, they're really small, and we make them into an elephant. And really, it only takes 5 minutes to do it if you take off that band-aid and just do it. And after you do it, you feel that much more accomplished that you want to do more of those things. It kind of leads to a place where you almost become um, obsessed over doing these things that you've been postponing, and it's like forcing yourself to complete the action, because when you take it off your plate. Let's say one of the things that I've been working on lately is I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do, first of all, I meditate and get my son off to school, and then I spend, it doesn't even matter how long, I open up my business and I spend time doing something that needs to be done within my business. And what it does is it cleans the rest of my day. It gives, instead of procrastinating around it and pushing it off, and then maybe doing a little bit of it, and then maybe saying, okay, so tomorrow I'll do it. Before I even get into the run of the day, the first thing I do is open up my business and look and see at things that that can be done. And we all know there's little things. It doesn't have to be in your business. It can be in whatever it is that is in your life that you're procrastinating around, just to do it. And it calms our nervous system. And the thing is, when you start, a lot of times you'll have this urge to run. You'll have this urge, okay, let me make coffee. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let me make something to bake a cake, and then I'll do it. And then you start procrastinating around it. You start finding these outs, and you don't even realize many times that you're doing it. Let me go take a shower. Let me go to the bathroom. Let me fix up my bed first. And in order to teach yourself that progress and to calm your nervous system, you have to breathe and say, I am going to complete this one task from beginning to end, or from beginning to the furthest point in which I can take it. So let's say if it is a point where you have to call and leave a message and then send an email and get back to me, then take it to the furthest point that you can take it, and just breathe through it, because you're going to have these urges during the spiritual awakening. We have either urges to go to sleep, or to run away, or to not leave the house, or to leave the house. So it works different with different people. Different people have different mechanisms, but the gist of it is the same. We're running away from the task, whatever it is. And the quicker that we can calm, especially if you're on a twin flame journey, you have this urge to run. You have this urge and you have to be able to breathe through it and calm your nervous system, and breathe, and you'll feel it come down into the pit of your stomach. Once you start uh, um, uh, surrendering into it, you have to surrender into the task. And it's going to teach you surrender. It's going to teach you surrender, because we have to surrender into this journey as well, because of all the pain that comes up, and all of and you have to be able to calm your mind and bring, during the spiritual awakening, a lot of times we have so much noise in our mind that we don't know we can't find our focus. And so this is also going to help us be able to find our focus, and to be able to go through this spiritual journey calmer. This is part of the work. This is the practical work for the spiritual awakening. This is the do it work. Be able to, whatever that task is, bring yourself back to it again and again and again, and just breathe through it until you are able to take that one task all the way through. And the feeling of accomplishment that you will have afterwards, there's no other feeling like it. It's a feeling of this, wow, I did something, even if it's something small. And that's something I was saying that I'm working on, is taking small tasks every day. And by the end of the month, you're sitting on this massive pile of accomplishment. So even if you are still going through the shaking of the spiritual awakening, because we have the shaking, if you're still going through the shaking, at least you will have that amount of accomplishment of things that you did do, and you will be keeping your life afloat while you are going through this spiritual awakening, whether it is something to do with your children, something to do with the home, something to do with your work, something to do with your extended family, whatever it is that you have on your plate. You can do little tasks. What is the next step that you need to do? And start working towards your dreams slowly. Start sorting out. You'll see, because when it's in your mind and you're not doing it, it feels like this big, massive fluff ball of tanglement. And as you start picking through it and doing the one small thing and another small thing and another small thing and another small thing, you also start sifting through things that you had on your plate, that all of a sudden you realize that, oh, I don't even need to do that. It's not relevant anymore. And you're able to clear your mind. You're able to the things that you do need to do, you begin to accomplish, and you'll start sifting and sorting, and you'll find so many things in there that are unimportant. Another trick for this is to start clearing out your home. Take a trash bag and decide that you're throwing out one bag of trash a day. The less you have a mess in your eyes around you, the more clarity you get. When you have a lot of clutter around you, then it clutters your mind. Oh, I have this to do, I have this to do, I have this to do, I have this to do. And in the end, you don't do anything because there's just so much to do. So it's just taking one thing at a time, even if it's just, I'm going to clear off the table today, or I'm going to take care of that bill that I have been procrastinating around, that I haven't been calling. I'm going to open up the bank and see where I stand. And a lot of times, just by taking that first step, you'll see that, oh, that big, massive ball of fire all of a sudden goes poof, or the fear just goes poof, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I just need to do this. And then sometimes it just solves itself just by opening it, or it creates this snowball effect where you just start taking care of it. It feels so good to take care of it that you set things in motion. So it's just being able to start setting something in motion, and in order to calm your nervous system, you have to be able to take one small task and take it from beginning all the way to the end without falling into those urges of procrastination, without falling into those urges of, I'm just going to go to the bathroom, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to take a shower, I'm just going to run to the store, I'm just going to, being able to take one task and follow through all the way to as far as you can take it, to completion, or to as far as you can take it. And when you do that, you will see how much pleasure you get in it, what a feel of accomplishment. Not all of the spiritual work is just this high in the sky pie kind of work. Some of it is actually in the physical world. That is the actualization of the spiritual work, because this is the plane where everything work plays out on. Once you go back into transition into out of this body, then there is no spiritual work to do. You are of spirit. The spiritual work is in this plane so that you can enjoy this plane, so that you can figure out how to work within this plane and have an enjoyable life within this plane. And so a lot of the work, the actualization of the work, is within this plane. And so we're calming our nervous system. We are not running away. And we are taking things to completion, even if it's just small things, even if it's just I'm doing the dishes today. Because a lot of times during the spiritual awakening, I know that we can't find the energy to do anything. And so just know that you're not alone and know that you can do it. Otherwise, it would not show up on your plate. And it's be easy on yourself. There's so many days during this spiritual awakening that because it's a process. And I've been on this path for years now, and there have been so many times that I couldn't do anything. I just couldn't. And then at the end of the day, I'm talking about, a few years ago, at the end of the day, I would beat my own self up and bring myself even further down because why couldn't you do it? Why couldn't you accomplish? And the further we get along in this spiritual awakening, we realize that, first of all, there's nowhere to go. It's just a process. And things that 5 years ago that I put so much intention on and so much importance on, now when I look back, I see that those are things that it was so simple and it was so benign. And those are things that now I wouldn't even, I could, first of all, I could take care of them with my pinky. And things that used to be this big for me now are just like easy peasy. And so everything is relevant. And when you start seeing the further you progress along this journey, you start seeing that it's all just a process. It's all just there to teach you. It's all teachers. So there is no point in beating yourself up. There was no right or wrong. There's simply wherever you were at every given point and progression, rising into a better place or taking what you have to work with and working with it. And it's all just an experience, and you'll see that it's going to steer you to where you always need to be, because it's always your own personal level. It's always your own personal game and where you are at in the game and what you are able, how you perceive it and the work that you are doing. So it's always only relevant to you. Now, it is a co-creation, but your journey is your journey and it's relevant to you. And there are always the answers. It's a matter of clearing your mind. Meditation really helps with this, and being able to kind of clear out all of the blockage. And part of clearing out the blockage is stopping the noise. And stopping the noise is calming and teaching yourself how to process things all the way through. As you start processing things, start and take it all the way through to the end point. Calm your nervous system, breathe through it, bring your focus back to the task, and you will start seeing that you're clearing out all that mumbo jumbo. Because when you start taking care of one thing and don't jump back and forth, you are clearing out that one passage, and you're also teaching yourself how to follow something all the way through. You're calming your mind, you're cleaning your life, and teaching yourself how to do the work. So I am sending you guys so much love and ease, and really just be easy on yourselves. This process is the most difficult and the easiest all at the same time. So just know that even to be on this spiritual path, if you are with me till now, you are in an excellent place. Even being able to perceive what I am talking about, you are at a different level. So just be easy with yourself and give yourself the credit. Sometimes we need to look back and see how far we've come, and know that you are on the spiritual path, and that if you were not capable, you would not be on it. So sending you so much love. If you would like to meet with me and discuss your personal path with me and get some insight and perspective, my website is below and I have contact information in there. Sending you so much love. Thank you for being here.